scene complete. Right, thank you everyone, that is scene complete. Woo! And it's time to give Lacey a big round of applause. I'll keep it short because I know you hate these things. Thank you so much for everything. You've been brilliant. Everyone absolutely loves you here. We'll miss you. Please come back to us.
Oh, we'll be back in a minute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I am coming back. I won't be long. I can't do speeches, but thank you. I love you all very much, and it's a very special place to work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't call this a party. I've been to better wakes. Stace, welcome home.
Yeah, welcome home. Eve.
I was saving the news. Eve Unwin, my solicitor. I got married again. Eve's my wife.
3, 2, 1.
I can't be bothered with boys anyway.
You're quite right, Lily.
Lil? Oh, darling.
She's pregnant.
Oh, she can't be. She's 12 years old. Do you think she even knows she's pregnant? What if she don't? The doctors did a few tests. I'm not angry. I promise you're not in trouble. Oh, please, God, please, please! Come on, if it is Ricky, just tell me! Please, darling, at least then I will know that you haven't been abused and groomed by some pervert. We only did it once. It's so crazy. You go and get dressed and I'll sort your breakfast out.
Stacey, you can't.
Why?
There ain't none.
What? When I've got your money, I'll give it...
You know, you really ought to get your security check.
24 hours, 3 grand.
And these days you do what you have to, don't you?
You proud of yourself? What's happened?
Flashing your bits all over the internet. You're actually disgusting.
Lily!
Yeah.
What a surprise. I thought maybe I could tutor her after school.
And how much is that going to cost?
Well, practically nothing.
He's basically in it for free. Why would he do that?
Oh, I was beginning to think you'd blown me out. How was your day? Oh, you're there.
Theo is very respectable. He could be your way out of things.
I'm your private client.
You sent me those messages. You sent the letters. You sent me underwear. You threatened me. You wanted me to think that I was being watched every single second of the day. You need to get out. My daughter is giving birth. Right, push! I've been looking over my shoulder for weeks. It's him! He's my son! Just get him out of my house! You're doing such a messy job now.
The ambulance is nearly here.
That's it. Come on, one last push, I promise. Yes, I know. Oh, Lily, I can't believe you made a baby. You got it tomatoes.
He was threatening you when my granddaughter was being born.
He can't hurt us now we know who he is. He's launching an investigation into Theo. I'm not some paranoid, emotional little girl. I have just had enough. This is my life he is destroying.
I will not be granting the SPO on this occasion.
What? Theo is unhinged and no one is listening to me. How bad does it have to get before you actually do something?
Case closed.
You come anywhere near me again and I will rip your eyes out. If they'd have done their job properly in the first place, I wouldn't have to walk around like this.
If there's anything else you need.
Thanks, Jack.
He's a married man and a Branning, not a third Branning, Stacey.
Stay if you want. Police found it.
Denise?
Here.
is to true love.
You killed him.
Do you want me to tell you what prison is like? Because I ain't going back there. I am not going back there just because Linda's lost it.
If you do go, what's to stop this lot pointing the finger at you?
All of us, we stick to the same story. We've got no choice.
I think you're amazing.
It's about Ruby. It's your baby.
What? I still have feelings for you, mine. I don't want to, but I do.
Guys!
So if you had to choose right now, who would it be?
I mean, like a truly, madly, head over heelsy love you.
No!
You saved me so many times.
One day you're going to find someone special again. That's what Martin would have wanted. So stop moping about and get in the line.
Tell Nanny that I love her, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'll ring her when I get to the airport.
Please don't go.
Bye, Max.